Now, when it comes to shading some regions of a Venn diagram, how can we go ahead on knowing the exact region or space that we are to shade? Now, let's try to work some examples. Now, looking into the three different diagrams I have showing right away on my screen, how can we figure out the exact region that is being shaded? So let's consider A and B to be a set. Now let's focus on the first diagram, which is this. Okay. Now we'll observe that all the parts of set A and set B, including their intercept, their overlap, are being shaded. Now, what can we classify this to be? Now, whenever both A and B are shaded, then this can be considered as A union B, because what this simply means is A or B. Okay, so for the first diagram, the portion or the part or the region that is being shaded is A union B. It can also be read as A or B. Okay, that is all the elements in A or B. So you just combine both of them together. Now let's focus on the second one. Now the fact that only the overlap of A and B, that is the intersection, that is the relationship between A and B are shaded, is shaded rather. Okay, now what can we classify this to be? Then it means this will be A and B, that is the region that consists of both A and B. Okay, now whenever the intercept or the little circle that joins the two sets together, okay, so because basically we are going to be focusing on two set diagram, okay, on this particular video. Okay, I'm going to create three set diagram recently. Okay, I'm going to create it very soon. Okay, so the fact that the intersection of A and B are being shaded, then therefore we can consider the second diagram as A intersection B, because this simply read as A and B. Okay, now we'll observe that both are being shaded. Okay, now let's focus on the last one. Right now we observe that we said A is a set, but the portion of A is not being shaded. Only the what? The outside of A, all the part, all the regions outside of A are being shaded. Now, what is this simply equals to? Now, there's what we call complement. Complement means not the particular set. Now, the fact that the portion or the region that is being shaded is not set A, so therefore it is a complement that is being shaded, because this simply means not set A. Okay, so now let's go ahead on working some practice problem by shading it ourselves. Okay, so now let's move. Now we have two different Venn diagram. Okay, as you can see, there are two set problems. Okay, now what operation exactly we want to shade? Okay, now we want to focus on shading the region of A intersection B prime or complement. Okay, so it's still the same thing. Either they use power of C or something like this. They are still referring to not the particular cell. So we are to shade a region, okay, that is not A intersection B. Now, in order to figure out the region that's not A intersection B, we need to find A intersection B first. So let's focus on the first diagram and use it to find A intersection B. Okay, now we observe that in the previous video examples, okay, we said the intersection of A and B, if this is set A and this is set B, then their intersection will be their overlap. It will be the distance or the spaces between both of them. So this will be A intersection B. So this is A intersection B. Okay, now let's focus on finding A intersection B prime. So we said for the first diagram, it is A intersection B. Now let's focus on finding A intersection B prime. or B complement. Now, in order to find this, we need to shade all the regions, okay, excluding A intersection B, because that's what it really means. It means not A intersection B, okay. Now, where are the regions that is not A intersection B? Now, it turns out that all these particular regions are not A intersection B. So, right all the way from here, so we have to shade the O part, excluding the intersection alone, okay. Okay. So I think it's pretty good enough. So that's what it really means, as we have to shade A intersection B complement. So that's how to figure out where exactly or where particular regions you have to shade, okay, depending on the particular operations given to you. Okay, now let's try to work some more example. Excuse me. So now I want you guys to pause the video and try to provide the solution to this particular problem. So the operation that you have to shade is A union B complement. Sorry, I need to change this pen. So A union B complement. A B union B complement. So you have to shade the region that is not A union B. So now let's start by finding where exactly is the region of A union B. We said the union means what? Or, okay, or, yes, it means or, that is A or B. That is the space or the region of A or B. Now, if this denotes set A and this denotes set B, so we have to shade A or B or either both. Okay, that's what union really means. So we have to shade both A and B. So let's go ahead and shade A and B. And after then, you can now figure out where exactly is the region of not A and B. So let's shade A and B. Okay, I think it's manageable this way. Okay, now we have shaded A and B. Now, can you tell where exactly is not A and B, or A or B? Can you tell exactly where is not A or B? We have shaded A or B now. Okay, that is A union B. So where exactly is not A union B? So it turns out that the regions outside the circles is what? Is not A union B. So therefore, if this turns out to be A union B, okay, then this other diagram will be used to find the value of A union B complement. Okay, now let's go ahead and shade the region that is not A union B. So it turns out that all the spaces outside the circle or the both circles, okay, is said to be the what? A union B complement. So let's go ahead and shade it. Okay, so this will be A union B complement because we are trying to shade all the regions that is not A or B. Okay, so all these regions that we are shading right away are not A or B. They are neither A, they are neither B. Okay, they are outside the what? The circles. So this is A union B complement. Okay, so hopefully you guys are now getting how to figure out where exactly regions you have to shade it depending on the particular operations given to you. Let's try to work more example. Okay, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure you subscribe now. Okay, so if you haven't liked my video as well, please give me a thumbs up and keep watching my video all the times. So let's work more example. Well, I think there is something I have to show you guys. Okay, I want you guys to know that A union B complement. Let me use different color. A union. Oh, I need to change this pen. Why am I forgetting? So A union B complement is also equal to A complement intersection B complement. Okay, and at the same time, A intersection B complement is also equal to A complement union B complement. So if you are being required to find A in your B complement, okay, I want you guys to know that it is the same as A complement intersection B complement, and at the same time, A intersection B complement is the same as A complement in a B complement. Please take note of that, okay? Because many students used to find it very confusing in order to interpret such. Okay, so they are the same. So now let's move. So let's say we are to shade the region of A intersection B prime. Okay, by the way, if you want to try this question out, feel free to pause the video and try to provide a solution to it. Okay, now let's go ahead on providing solution to this particular problem. Now you will observe that we have three different diagrams, and the reason why we have three different diagrams is that make it very explanatory so that you guys will get it once and for all. So I will be doing everything one after the other. So let's start by providing the portion. Which region are we to shade for only set A if we are to shade set A alone? Okay, so let's say we are to shade set A alone. So considering this first diagram, we want to use this first diagram to shade set A. So let's say this is set A and this is set B. So which area are we to shade? Which portion or which region are we to shade for only set A? Since we are referring to set A, then we have to shade this portion because this is set A. Okay. Good. Now the next thing you need to consider doing is to shade B prime, and we said B prime is simply means not B. So if this is set A, considering the second diagram, this is set A and this is set B, then we are trying to shade what? All the regions excluding B alone. Okay, so where are we to shade? Which region are not included in set B? So it means all these regions are not part of set B. Okay. Okay, so hopefully you guys are following. So all these regions are not part of set B. So these are the regions that consist of not set B. Okay, now the fact that we are figure out the portion or the region being shaded for set A alone and not set B. Now we can decide to combine them together and check out if there's any overlap or there's any common regions being shaded in both of them. Then that should, if there is, then that should be our final result. So let's go ahead on checking it out. Now we'll observe that for the set A alone, we didn't shade all the portions or all the regions outside the both circle. But for set B, we turns out to shade all the regions after set A and set B. Okay, now we observe that for set A, we shade all the portion of set A, while for B complement, I forgot to include B complement here. Okay, for B complement, we said we shaded some part of set A, but not include their overlap. Now it turns out that the little space over here is being shaded in set A. All these points are being shaded in set A. Okay, and at the same time, the little point or the little regions over here is being shaded at this point as well. So therefore, we can conclude that this little space is their what? Common spaces or common region. So therefore, the final result for A intersection B complement is this particular region. So this is the region we have to shade for A intersection B complement. So that is if this is set A intersection B complement. Okay, so there's no writing that you should A intersection B complement. Okay, so hopefully you guys are now able to figure out where to shade depending on the particular operations given to you. Okay, please, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. So thanks for watching my video, guys. I really appreciate that. So I will see you guys in the next video. So I have an exercise for you to practice, and here is the exercise. So I want you guys to provide the solution to the particular operation. That is, you should have to find the regions that has to be shaded for this particular operation, which is what? A union B prime. I should just make it A prime intersection B prime. Okay, A prime in union or intersection B. Okay, so provide the solution to the particular operation A prime intersection B. So if you want me to review an answer, feel free to comment it, then I will make a review on it and reply to you as earlier as possible. Thanks for watching once again. See you guys in the next video.